You are listening to Max Pew, an actual play RPG podcast. Max Pew follows continuous storylines that are best enjoyed from the beginning. This Extra Life content was recorded in a public venue, previously aired during the Team WV Fox Marathon stream on May 4th, 2019, and may contain spoilers for its associated work. The following content may contain mature themes and adult language. Please enjoy part 2 of Head, Heart, Hands, Hell. He has decided that he's just going to wash his car. Like shirtless, running shorts,
yes,
water hose without the head on it, just like, you know, washing the car. So this is pretty bold. And I imagine what will happen as you're washing your car, because the kids aren't really going to get it, whatever. But I figure it's big enough show that April is probably going to approach you about it. And you're Jonathan, right? You're Jonathan. So April will come over to you and is like, John, honey, what's going on here? Like, I understand you want to clean your car and that's all good, but like we're in the middle of a course here, and there's a car like.
What was last name?
Stout.
Look, Miss Stout.
Mrs.
Stout. I have to be an example to these other kids here, and as a leader, inspiring future leaders, we can't just be going around in sloppy cars. We have to present well at all times.
I imagine that there's some type of like subtle hip thrust when the word present.
And by the way, that is a beautiful outfit you have on.
April Stout is probably currently in like capri pants and a 1996 4-H shirt that is seen like one too many times in the washer, so like the screen print is fading in a couple of places. Now I'm not that malevolent though. So April's a married woman, but she's been married for a while, though. So I'm going to say that you basically, this is kind of like stage one of like a seduction kind of happening. We're just going to call this a very difficult. So you'll need 2 successes on this charm roll.
Okay. How many die do I roll?
So your charm, how many points do you have in charm?
Charm 2.
And then charm is tied to heart, correct?
Correct.
So what's your heart?
5.
So 2 plus 5 is 7. Now, what is your iconic item? Oh, the money clip, sorry.
Yeah.
What's your other item?
My sunglasses.
Okay.
Which obviously I am wearing.
Okay. So we'll say the sunglasses because you do the little sexy thing.
Baby blues whenever you take them down.
So I'll give you an extra die for the sunglasses this time around. So we're going to but you're looking for 2 successes.
And the money clip is bulging in my running shorts.
Well, she don't know it's money.
That's a 1 over here.
Ooh.
Oh, only 1 success.
All right. So, where's your 6 at?
Oh, that's a 5. No success.
All right. So, here's where we get. So don't fret too much. Yeah. So here's what we can do. You have a couple of ways to mitigate this. First of all, you could check one of your conditions. So your conditions are upset, scared, exhausted, or injured. You can kind of tell me how this would do one of those things. If you do, you can check that condition off. You get to reroll all of your failed dice, which means you get to reroll every single one of those. Also, you have your shame that you could mark that would give you a single success. It wouldn't help you in this particular case.
Right.
But the alternative is you just take the L, you don't roll anything, and you basically eat whatever consequence that she decides to met out for you not paying attention to your duties.
Oh man, you got in trouble.
And trying to seduce her. You may want to do something.
Upset, scared,
You could
exhausted.
justify scared.
Yeah, I'm going with scared.
It's going with scared because, like, oh snap, that didn't work. Okay, so you mark off scared. So now you've got that cold chill. Like, that was supposed to work. So now you're trying to like race and like double down. Like, okay, what do I do?
And what do they do in the movies?
Oh, Mrs. Stout. It's just, I don't understand. I mean, I'm just trying to get this done. You know, if I don't get this scholarship, parents will be really mad at me. I gotta do well here at camp.
Okay, give me that reroll.
Oh my.
Got it.
The 2 successes. That pulls on her heartstrings a little bit, seeing as how like you're motivated to get the scholarship. It seems like you've got some pressure at home, which kind of like, oh honey, I understand. I know parents can be a little bit overbearing, and I know they just want the best for you. I understand. Just it's a really interesting idea you have here, but. And I understand your motivation, but maybe get the kids involved next time with something like this. I mean, this is a camp for the kids, but...
You're right. They need to learn how to wash a car.
I mean...
How to apply the turtle wax
those important life
So, like, yeah, and you're just like lovingly over every curve of this and she's like... Yeah. She like takes the cap off a little bit and like, yeah, you
gotta rub it into that.
Yeah.
Finger.
You gotta.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be getting back to the kids. I guess I'll see you over there shortly, hopefully.
Catch you on the flip side.
Oh. You too, Mr. Scott.
That went well.
That went far too well. That way better than it should have.
So, excellent job.
That was
that was even more uncomfortable than yours.
The day wraps up with kind of a staff meeting. Now, even though there's like counselors' quarters on like campus, if you want to call it that, April's a local. And she's got, a husband. She's got a kid. So she goes home at night. Like, she could stay here or she could go home. And that's what she's going to choose to do. So basically, she does kind of a debrief. Everybody did very well. Thank you for coming out. You did extraordinary. I'm going to be going home. Here's a few things I'd like for you to do. Basically, a few just marching orders. Nothing major. It's like tidy up.
Take out the trash.
And honestly, you guys have already done a lot of that too. And some of it's just like, yeah, and if you could just like brainstorm maybe some craft ideas that we could do next week.
Oh, I've got a bunch of ideas back in the car, and I just write them down when I think of them. And then Morgan is going to be like, "Yeah, so I'll get the ideas and let me show them to you now." Or
well, we can look at them tomorrow during our reflection time. But I'm going to be heading out. Please make yourselves at home. Don't make too much of a mess. And we do have men's and women's dorms, so please respect privacy of one another, and we will reconvene 7:30 tomorrow morning. And if nobody stops her, April will make her way to her vehicle to head home.
Seems like Operation.
I've already got my guitar out tuning it.
Yeah.
So who's in boys' dorm?
No, I'm in boys' dorm.
Okay, we got those in boys' dorm, and there's several other. There's going to be like 2 other guys in there with you, and then girls' dorm. There's these 2 characters, and there's going to be 4 other girls. So there's going to be like 6 in each. So the problem is like the other people in those dorms are going to be the ones kind of enforcing like the gender segregation. So like it's going to be hard for the guys to get in the girls' dorm and vice versa.
Morgan's
but
pretty gender fluid. Like he doesn't he doesn't get really bent out of shape no matter what you call him at any particular time.
This is wonderful, but at the same time, this is rural West Virginia, 98. It
Right.
might require some checks.
Right. No. What I'm saying, I'm saying like he's going to the. Basically, that was a meta play on the fact that you guys had called me she a few times earlier.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
So, but that's cool because Morgan doesn't really. He's not really into labels. You know, he's more into souls.
Yeah.
Right. Like, what's your soul like? You know, it doesn't. I want to connect with you on a spiritual level.
Yeah.
Right.
So honestly, like it's probably you were probably able to get away with like sort of like an agender type, be able to fit into either, and no one's gonna be like, oh, Morgan isn't gonna do anything.
Yeah. I mean, besides, who's going to
That's
get
not-
through all that patchouli to check?
That's not going to be in West Virginia, though.
Well, we'll kind of hand wave it here just as a result. Like this is meant to be a bit more. It's written very progressive.
I wasn't making any demands. I was just making an observation.
Yeah. So, but the Free League has done a very good job of writing very progressive books, both for the settings in the 80s and the 90s. And we're going to go with that, even though West Virginia may have been a bit behind the times, even now. So,
the 90s haven't even hit here yet.
yeah. So
Oh, man. When they get grunge, it's going to be amazing.
yeah.
I can't wait for the page.
We're going to stop wearing flannel, like just
Any day now.
flannel will come like in it's just we're waiting on it.
So
And
eventually, they're going to unbutton the flannel and wear it properly.
so the evening's yours. Anybody doing anything special this evening?
Molly's going for a run around the lake.
Going for a run around the lake now.
Anna's following her.
Okay, Anna's going to try to follow it. All right, so this is a 55-acre lake, and I've had the personal displeasure of having to lap this thing. Right, it's a beast. But if you have done like any kind of long distance running, like it's probably in excess of like a 5K or something like that. So you at a steady pace, it's going to be a while. So to be able to do this without like getting super winded or anything, we're probably going to make a roll for it, especially for you if you're not like super athletic.
She's not athletic at all. She's like trying to keep up and
So like you're saying I'm going to go for a run and you've probably got the running shorts and like the tank top and everything.
Yep.
And then, Anna's
got
like, I'll come
jeans.
with you and is not
jeans
not-
and a hoodie.
It's like the white canvas cheerleader shoes and
Yeah, is not really prepared for this type of thing. The other thing too is like you're going to want to get this done early-ish because like when sundown hits, the only lights really in this area, because there's not really like the park closes at dusk. And at the 4-H, you've got some lights in the parking lot and the lights in the buildings, and that's it. Like once sundown hits, it gets dark quick because it's a wooded area. So you and Anna go for a jog. Now, what type of pace are you talking about here? Like, are you just doing
it's not leisurely.
It's
She's
not
pushing
leisurely.
herself.
You're pushing yourself?
Mhm.
Okay. And what is your goal? To do the lap?
Yeah.
Okay.
To do the lap as quickly as she can.
To do the lap as quickly as you
Your
can.
time.
So,
She's timed herself doing this before.
yeah. You may have underestimated just how large a 55-acre lake might be. So, and you don't have much familiarity with the lake. You just know that I know there's a lake. I know there's paths around it, and it makes a circle. I'm just going to do it as hard as I can. I'm going to say it's going to be very difficult. We're going to call this a. So we'll go. I'm going to go with force. Mainly, I'm going to go with force because it is endure physically demanding situations. And this is essentially an endurance run, and it's going to require 2 successes. Now, if you go with, you would also have to make a force, which is...
I'm going to choose to fail it
Okay.
on purpose.
Well, okay. So here's the thing. It is entirely possible that if that character makes it with enough successes, they would be able to grant successes to other characters. So we'll go ahead and have you roll it.
Okay.
Just to see. So you're going to make a force. So you're going to be rolling 5 dice to try to get 2 successes. And both of you are going to go for a job. Your body's... Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was move. Right.
We're going force because it's like physically demanding. So it's like your stamina.
Right.
I only got 1.
I got 2.
So what'd you get over there? One success. Okay. So here, leave that 6 aside. We're going to keep that 6. Here are your options. You could mark a condition to re-roll all those dice. You could mark your shame and tell me how that applies to be able to get a bonus success. Or you can take the L and we'll just say that you get winded before you're able to. You're not able to run the whole thing. You get winded and you kind of count as like a personal failure. It's a big lake. You didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, I thought it was just going to be a path.
No, like no one's going to hold it against you, but like you're going to know that. So I'll let you decide what you'd like to do.
She'll chalk it up as a loss.
Okay.
So did she just bit off too much?
Yeah. So you do that, and we'll say that Anna was kind of like hanging back because she's just naturally not as fast as you, but you get the impression that as a result, she didn't gas herself. So as you're kind of like slacking off, she kind of slowly overtakes you and keeps going, and Anna's like adrenaline just kind of keeps pumping through, like I can do this, and then you kind of like round the corner. And you can see the camp, and you can kind of complete that if you wanted to.
I was actually going to have something else happen.
Okay, but like know that your character
is fine.
Could do it
if she wanted to, and she knows that she could do it if she wanted to, and she could feel the adrenaline pumping,
right?
Which makes her happy because she's an adrenaline junkie.
Okay, yeah.
But instead, as soon as she starts catching up to Molly, she gives her a hug.
Okay, so you kind of slack off, and she gives you a hug, just kind of support, and it's nice and private. There's no one around. This is kind of a private moment.
Yeah,
for the two.
It's probably a hug that lasts a little bit longer than it should.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but not within eyesight of anybody else.
And it wouldn't be. You guys are. No one else is going on these jogging paths right now. So, like, it's nice and private, and, you're winded and kind of, like, at a moment of vulnerability, and she gives you a hug, and, you guys kind of share a moment there.
Mm-hmm. That's playing on the relationship.
Yeah,
there,
that's excellent. It's
Teenagers
perfect.
happen.
Yeah.
No,
so,
that's different.
Does anyone want to, and we'll kind of leave it at that and let, imagination take over.
Take that away.
To black
We'll let imagination take over. Is anybody else doing anything this evening before, you turn in for bed? I mean, the evening's young. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're probably, I would imagine that Morgan would start talking about getting a fire going somewhere.
Oh, that sounds great. There's the circle.
Yeah, let's go to the circle. Do y'all want to go to the circle?
Let's go to the circle.
Hey, you want to go to the circle?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's go to the circle. And so we all go to the circle.
So there's not really like a place for like a fire pit right now, but like the campgrounds have like those grills or something. So like there's a place.
If it's a 4-H, there's a place with a fire pit with benches around it.
Okay, so
meetings at the end.
It might. So the thing is that might be a little close to like the cabins. So like. If that's fine with everyone, if it's like just outside the cabins, is that
usually like if there's a wooded area, there's usually like a similar place that's more of like a chapel or something in the woods.
You know what? If we burn all this wood, then they might be saving it for the kids that come for night camp. So let's just go to the docks. Let's just go to the rowboat docks on the lake.
That's amazing.
Okay.
Right, and then we can hang out by the water. I've been talking to the lake, and it's super chill right now.
So here's the way this works, and it's still going to be private from like what's happening over here. So basically, the lake is kind of like dammed up near the 4-H. So like I remember we'd have like soccer practice over here, and they'd run our ass up this hill, and it's like a kind of a steep hill, and then at the crest of it, like you can go down, and there's kind of the water, so you can like sort of walk this area. So it's like a big berm. So you walk up the hill, and you can kind of sit like on the berm of this hill and like watch the water, and you're kind of elevated, or you can go closer to the water, whatever you want to do. But the nice thing is, once you go over that berm, you now have privacy because someone has to crest that hill to actually be able to see you. So you can get some privacy over there.
Anybody over the age of 30 is not going to climb that hill.
Yeah,
pretty much. So
it's a pretty good line of defense, actually.
Just leave them.
Yeah.
So who's climbing over the hill to do it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Morgan. For sure.
All right. So you all climb over the hill and sit down. It's nice and peaceful. It's summer. The heat's kind of wearing off a little bit. Bluefield being nature's air-conditioned city, supposedly. It's probably getting down into like the high 60s, lower 70s this evening. You've got basically you are overlooking this lake, looking at the west. So like the sunset is actually coming down. So you're not catching sunrises, you're catching sunsets. I couldn't make this up, guys. This is the map. That's how it works.
So as the sun sets, like Morgan has stacked like 4 or 5 like rounded flat stones into like a small cone pyramid shape.
Yeah.
And is like really intently watching the shadows that those make on the ground and like how long it goes. And Morgan would look up and say, "Hey Miles, look. The rocks are pointing at you, man. Rock star to the end."
Oh, okay. Well, just to tease the group and be a little bit ironic, given the location and my normal mode of music, I'll start playing the main riff to American Pie.
This American Pie. So we don't get copy strike.
But I will kind of
June, 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 June,
I'll nudge Morgan into singing it.
Yeah.
You play that, and setting the mood. Alejandro setting the mood a little bit. You've got the rock pyramid. Everyone's kind of relaxing. You've got like the frogs and kind of the crickets. You got that coming around.
Mosquitoes. What are
mosquitoes
like right
and
now?
gnats are a little bad just because. So, but I mean, everyone's got some off or maybe even just straight up DEET.
I got that stuff that you can only buy at the Outer Banks because it's like a protected wildlife area, and you shouldn't have those chemicals on your skin, man. Like it soaks through and it gets to your base chakra, and then it's just it's all over after that.
So you all
No, don't worry about it. They're the girls here that have the floral shampoo. They're getting eaten alive.
so you all are kind of relaxing at the lake. Anything else happen? Just kind of chilling out, like enjoying the.
Yeah, I imagine that these kids with like serious, they just have a really good time, right? Like
just hanging out.
Yeah.
We got some music.
It's a night.
Chill.
Yeah, we don't have any parental oversight, and we're like,
And like the embankment is slanted too, so you can like lay down, but it's like an incline.
Mm-hmm.
So like you can just kind of
just watch.
So like you can your head on the normal is just kind of like the sky, but you can lean up a little bit and get that view of like the water. And then on occasion you might see like where they restock the lake on occasion, you might see like a trout or something, like you flip up.
And I imagine that Morgan's probably looking up into the sky as it gets darker, and he'll probably try to find Venus and then Mars and like try to point that out.
Yeah, and like as it gets like really dark, and it does pretty early because there's not much light pollution here. You start. It's a cloudless day. You start to get like some of the constellations in. The North Star and Ursa Major, one of the first ones you're able to pick out just because bright star and everything. It's a little bit over, to your right, but like you can pick it out. You start picking stuff out, and everyone's just kind of enjoying themselves. A slight smell of cigarette smoke
and other smoke.
So here's the thing: make me the three of you that are down here. I'd like for you to make me a investigate check, actually. And because of who all of you are, it's only going to be, you only need one success.
Wow.
Oh,
I had like 8 dice and failed that.
2, okay. So you got 2? Anyone else succeeded?
I had 2.
No, okay.
I'm busy playing.
So, this is like perfect, actually.
Yeah.
So you're lighting up, so as you're lighting up cigarette, you take a couple puffs.
Smoke break. That's what happened. You guys are still playing.
Morgan is like, okay, smoke break, and then you start smelling, and you could have swore you like smelled cigs, and then all of a sudden it's like, dude, what's in those cigarettes? And then you start to smell it too because you had like it right up in your nose. So you take a second, you smell. Both of you start smelling weed.
maybe because he smoked.
No. He hadn't lit up yet.
Oh.
And you're smoking cigarettes. So now you're like, because he thought that maybe you had like rolled one up to look like a cigarette, thought you were going to be cheeky and like smoke weed in front of people. No, you smell just a faint like waft of weed being smoked.
See, I've hung out with Morgan so much I don't even notice it anymore.
Right. So like you don't notice it, but
Morgan noticed it like Scooby Doo and Scooby Snack.
yeah, it's like yeah. So basically, some of the questions you can ask that I think would be relevant here are that where is it? So both of you are kind of like, oh shit, there's weed nearby. Get out the weedar, and you grab you pluck some grass out of the yard. And you're
Plumb
trying
bob it with your thumb. what my dad would call the thumb bob.
So you try to figure out like what direction the wind's blowing, and you figure, you look, and the 4-H camp isn't entirely secluded. So to get the 4-H camp, you get off the main road and you actually pass Glenwood School. We'd already talked about that. The thing with Glenwood School, though, is that it's closed in the summer. The other thing that's up here is the Glenwood Park Retirement Village. So basically, when you take this road, Glenwood School is on the right, and you pass it. And then you have the option when you go to the park, you can either stay on this flat road and end up at the park, or you can go up this hill. And there's, this retirement center. So you both look up there, and it's kind of like the first time you've seen it this entire time. It looks almost like an apartment complex / medical center up on the hill. There's a few lights on, but not really much. But there's like another building, and there's other people supposedly here. And you're pretty sure that you smelled, weed on the air. And it smells like, maybe some of the higher quality stuff that like older siblings or something that, or older people have been able to like actually
My cousin came back from college that one time.
Yeah, that like paid some good money for it. Like, why'd you pay that much? And you're like, oh, okay, that's why you paid that much. It's not cut with,
I can't wait till I go to college.
Yeah, need the scholarship so I can smoke the good weed. It's like the Trailer Park Boys, because he's like, man, prison sucks. You can't smoke. The weed sucks.
It's also Canada, where it's a whole different ball game.
Yeah, so that's the impression you're getting. You seriously feel like that there's just like the smell of weed coming off there. Now you guys can just like let that ride. You can investigate it further, or you'll investigate that further.
You can't dangle some juicy morsel out that like something's going down at the old folks' home and not have Morgan go investigate.
Okay. So we'll kind of like leave that off there. You guys are going to go investigate.
Okay.
No.
Let's come to you, Jonathan. What would you be doing? Like everyone else that you knew is kind of went off on their own. 2 of them went for a run. The 3 of them went, like they said they're going to go build a fire, and then like did nothing of the sort and went toward the lake. What would you be doing during this downtime?
All right.
Like basically, otherwise you're here alone with like another dude. Well, it'd be 2 dudes actually. So we'll say it's like I think Adam and Robert, and there's 4 girls over in that girls' dormitory.
Okay, so first thing I went down to the payphone, which
Okay.
at camp, there's a payphone a million miles away from everyone. I'm down there by myself. I'm calling home to see how Dad's doing.
Okay. So he answers phone. Hello.
Hey, Dad.
Oh, hey. What's going on?
Nothing. It's just first day here at camp. Everything's going well. I feel like I'm getting my connections.
That's
well.
good. The connections are important. You teach those kids a few things.
I am. They're learning lots from me.
Excellent. That's good to hear. You're a leader. You know that.
I know it. Thank you, Dad.
You're quite welcome. So you're gonna get that scholarship, right?
That's right. I'm working on it. I'm working
on that scholarship. Excellent. It's good to hear.
Talked to Miss Stout about it today. I think I've got an in.
Oh, all right. Well, that's
an in.
An in. Oh, that's. You said that twice. That's a little unusual, but okay. That's
second time I was saying it to the camera.
Oh, okay. Well,
breaking the third wall and talking to the movie.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll. That's good to know. Actually, I'm glad. I'm looking forward to you coming back with that scholarship. All right.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'll get that scholarship.
All right. Well. So anything else you needed, son?
No, that's it. Give my love to Mom and Aunt Sally.
All right. Well, Sally's here if you want to speak with her.
Yeah, let me speak to her.
Okay. Sally.
Sally. Nobody speaks with Aunt Sally.
It's like your Aunt Sally gets on the phone. Hello?
Hey, Aunt Sally, it's John.
Hey, it's nice to hear from you. Your parents invited me over for dinner tonight. It's very kind of them.
That's very good. I'm just here at camp. I was just calling to see how everybody's doing.
Yeah, I heard about camp. How's that going?
It's going well. I think I'm going to get that scholarship.
That's good. I'm really proud of you. You know that?
I know.
I'm really proud of you. Is there anything I can help you with, honey, or anything that I might be able to help with? I mean, I know some people.
Well, if you could put a good word in with Miss Stout, if you know her, or the state director of 4-H,
Well,
Mr. H.
First name 4.
He prefers Director H.
I know. Now, I don't know Mr. H, but I do know Miss 4, so I might be able to get it.
All right.
All right, honey. Well, I'll see you soon, okay? You have a good time down there.
All right.
All right. So you actually were able to play your scene speaking with your anchor, so you're going to be able to take off that condition
Okay.
as a result. So that's your scene. You're spending it down there like feeding nickels into the payphone, kind of like talking to your aunt. And she gives you a nice pep talk and stuff, and you may mention like the girl problems, and you feel like you can speak with your aunt like a bit more openly about these things. And she's just, no, she's never judged you like your parents or anything like that. So she's always been like a really good person to speak with. So,
240 or something like that.
so we've got a group of 3 people here that
Out alone at night in camp.
out alone
What
at
could
night
happen?
at camp, wanting to go up to the retirement village.
Thank you.
Looking for weed.
So you guys.
The old folks.
You guys walk your way up. So, like, here's kind of a map, and I can't show you this whole page here because it's got story elements, but here's the camp, this kind of crescent area right here.
Sure.
So you've got dorms on the outside, you've got the meeting hall, you've got a dining hall, there's the counselor's cottage that's not really being used right now. So when you come off the road and you get here, you pass like Glenwood School, you pass here, and then this is the retirement village that's up here. All these like squiggles are kind of like the walking paths and stuff, and down here is kind of the lake. So, as you got closer to the lake, it became more apparent that where that retirement village was and why those smells became so strong as a result. So, you make your way back up to kind of the main road because that's the easiest way. It's kind of on an incline, so you either like walk through the brush and that'd be difficult, or you can just take the long way on the main road. And the retirement village is like a big complex. It's almost like a healthcare facility, and you can the front door's closed and locked. I mean, there's no way to get in there. There's a few lights on, and you probably don't know much about this facility anyway, but there's checks that you probably could make to learn a bit more about it.
Can I just for a second interject and say that that I'm not really concerned about what's going on at the front door of the facility or like what's going on around. Like I'm specifically trying to target like whoever's partying outside.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to find the parallel me and Walter at the retirement.
Yeah.
Right? Like
so I want to set the scene here because it kind of seems unusual that this type of place would have any type of weed like that at all, right? So you walk around the place, and around back, kind of out of eyeshot of like the front door and the parking lot, there's this maintenance shed, and you can kind of tell it's shed's an inappropriate word. I mean, I would say it's maybe about the size of like this room, height and everything, and. What is it?
Little barn.
A little barn type deal, but it is like red brick. And it's kind of outside and it's got a single door or whatever. And
Big enough to pull a tractor into.
without like the garage door. It may actually have like a set of double doors like that. So you might be able to do like a riding mower or something like that.
Right.
Morgan looks over at Walter and is like,
and so you've got this maintenance shed here. What would you like to do?
what's the door look like?
The door, like I said, we're going to go with like a double type deal here, or where
is there like a window in one of them, or
there's no windows. Actually, we'll say there's a few windows. It's not actually part of the door, but rather like probably one on each side.
I do the full on like lean against the glass, both hands over my forehead, like look into the
Yeah.
building.
Okay.
So while this is going on, I'm gonna.
Just roll in there.
Did you
I'm
notice
gonna-
that you're alone now?
No,
Oh, no,
I'm gonna.
like to
I'm
know
gonna
what's in
catch
there
up
first, I guess.
because when they wandered off, I had to I was like in the middle of like the bridge for Hurt, and I needed to finish those last few chords.
You gotta knock that out.
So I'm like 2 or 3 minutes behind. So while you're like leaning up against the glass with your eyes cupped around it, just like lean over like right next to your ear and go, "What are you looking at?"
Yeah, that would.
Okay. All right.
I told you to stop doing that.
So, as you all, so we're going to interject a little scene here. As you all, there's like a far shot of the three of you all walking up this hill as these two are finally finishing up their circuit around. And you're making your way to the cabins, and one of these trails, again, leads around the lake where these guys were literally just hanging out. You see them leaving and walking up to this building you never really paid attention to before. They're just walking up there like they own the damn place. What would the two of you do in that particular?
Where do you think they're off to?
I don't know, but we should probably follow them. Boys have a tendency to get in trouble.
Boys have a tendency to be fun too.
So the two of you want to follow them up there? Okay.
Yeah. So we'll be
Now-
a few minutes behind.
Okay. As that happens, like Jonathan will potentially make your return. You come in with the Trans Am, and you're driving, and your headlights. It's getting a little darker. You got your headlights on, and like you're making your way to camp, and it's like, what the hell? There's like you see people walking up the hill. Well, that's weird, but you recognize like some of their clothes. Like, crap, that's some of the people I know. What would you do?
I roll up, see if they need a lift.
So you're probably going to catch the two girls here, right? Because so you pull up with the Trans Am and you crank that window down.
You have T-tops?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
Are the tops down? Is the top down?
Clear night tops are
Oh
out.
yeah. So tops off.
Yeah, when
All
you
right.
made that phone call earlier, I took you for a bag phone.
So tops down. You're like need a lift.
Oh, so instead of getting out of the car, you actually pull yourself up onto the roof.
Oh yeah. Pull up onto the bar. Hey, ladies, you lift.
Why are you driving up the hillside?
So there's a road that
there's a
goes up
road?
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. There,
I
I mean,
thought we were walking up the hill.
well, I mean,
From
you
where
could,
we
but
were.
what these guys are doing is they took the long way to walk up the driveway.
I got you.
So I figured that was the easiest way in what you guys were doing.
So he's
he
just gonna
caught
drive
you.
us up there.
Yeah. So he caught you right at the bottom. So
Yep.
as you guys are looking in, you see kind of like headlights shine across the hillside, and then they like kick off or whatever.
Right.
But you want
those
to.
of us up top are going to have like this brief. Jesus, the cops.
Yeah, there's definitely
Suddenly,
a
like, I like reach up and grab Morgan and just drag him down. It's like into the.
Okay. So you guys are kind of hiding out until the three of them kind of approach
Well, I
or
mean,
whatever.
yeah.
And you hear the sounds of R. Kelly as I roll up.
Not only is it the cops, they're assholes.
Oh, wait. I think that's just the Trans Am, right?
Oh God, hide.
It has that telltale sign to the engine and stuff.
Still an asshole.
So you all kind of like meet up with one another. They're kind of wandering around, maybe being a bit loud about it because they have no clue. Like, I wonder where they are, and you guys kind of like, shh. So you all are at this maintenance shed. There's a few windows. They're probably about like that 6 foot, and they're kind of like the 2x2. Some of them are a little bit grimy. Doesn't look, and it's like from the inside, like they haven't seen too much love. One of them's got like, I don't know, like a big intimidator number 3, like bandana being used as like a curtain type thing. It's kind of like showing in the window there.
This is my childhood.
A lot of what I do hits really close to home. That's why I like this.
This game has been accused of being therapy in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First time I played it certainly was.
Yeah. So
seems like
Yeah.
So you that's the sitch here. You've got like a set of double doors. The other 3 walls have like these windows. They're a little bit greasy or whatever, but you probably could spy through them. And you see like a couple work lights on in here. So like there's light shining through these grimy windows. But I mean, what would you all like to do?
You guys want to knock?
Just follow your nose.
What are we doing?
Can I see it? Can I see anything in there? That was the point. Is that the three bandana covers everything up, and like I can't see.
Well, on one of the windows, he doesn't have 3 of them. I mean,
right.
He may, but they're not in this building.
Southern West Virginian is he?
I mean, well, okay.
Does he have
the number 3?
What hangs on
the Confederate flag in '98. That might be a little too. That might be a little too. He's probably got like the sticker Calvin pissing on the number 2 because nobody liked Rusty Wallace back then.
Or Ford sign.
Yeah.
Earnhardt,
23.
Jeff Gordon.
That's 24. Get on my level.
Whatever.
I know you had lots of trivia that you. I didn't know your NASCAR trivia was this deep.
I don't want it to be.
I wish it wasn't.
I don't want it to be.
Grandfather sat down and watched it every Sunday.
No, so I'll let you make an investigate roll to peek through one of those windows. Basically, failure is going to be you don't see anything because it's too dark or too grimy or something.
That's a failure. It's too dark and too grimy and too something for me to see anything.
Okay.
There.
Don't want to push it or anything?
Huh?
You're doing it wrong.
You want to try?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. So like the windows like this are trying specifically to keep stuff out. You got to look a different way and like check under the door where the weather.
You're going to peek. Oh, so you want to peek like through the cracks because it's one of those doors. So there's like going to be
on these things is crap.
Okay. Yeah. So you're going to try a different angle on this. Got it.
Try snaking it, basically.
I have a lot of investigation on this.
Let it shine.
Oh, look at that. There's a 6.
Okay, single success. The ability to find hidden objects, understand clues, solve puzzles, or survey a place or situation. If you pass the test, you get to ask 2 of the following questions. What is hidden here and where is it? What does it mean? What has happened here? How can I get into, out of, or past something? What threats can I perceive here? Where is it?
All right, so I don't think we're thinking about threats at this point. So we don't know what's hidden here. We got a good idea, but we don't know what's hidden here, and how do we get to it?
How do we get in? Yeah.
So, how to get in is going to be very straightforward. This door, even though it has like a deadbolt that's kind of like between the doors, you can see it because that's how you're kind of looking. It doesn't look like this door's locked.
Oh.
I mean, you could easily get in the stores. It's unlocked. Now, the other thing was like what is hidden here and where is it? So this is a maintenance shed. It's got a lot of like tools and storage and stuff like that. You'd really have to like get inside to actually see what was hidden here.
Hold it, and once we're inside, get the answer.
Sure. But I will say that the most tantalizing thing that you can see when you look through the creek is the crease of this is there's like kind of a work table. Okay. That's cleared off. It's not full of like tools and screws and stuff like that. It's kind of cleared off like someone actually used it for a table. And you see like a cardboard box, like not like an Amazon like cardboard box, but like they bought something from the store, right? And it's kind of like maybe about the size of your dice box there, right?
Oh, that's about the size of a stash box.
And it's open. And you see like a pamphlet of some sort like laying outside. And it's one of those that's been folded over 48 times. So like when you lay it flat, it kind of like wrinkles up a little bit. Okay. But that seems to be the most interesting thing that kind of catches your eye in this room as you're looking through the crack. And it's about what you know until you get in.
Yeah.
You want in?
Going in?
Yeah. You want in?
Yeah, let's go in.
What's it worth to you?
Let's go in.
Okay.
What's it worth to you?
What's that?
What's it worth to you?
To go in? I don't know. Depends on what's in there, I guess. Let's find out.
All right. So,
turn the knob.
Morgan has sort of like a whoa moment whenever he realizes the door's been unlocked the whole time.
Yeah. It's like, my perceptions of the situation have been totally altered. Okay, so if you're going in, I'd like to get a sneak check.
Okay. That's not going to be good. Morgan is known to be a bit of a klutz.
No, really?
He's not very coordinated.
There's a reason that Walter has bailed us out multiple times.
But when he's trying to sneak, sometimes he's a little lucky.
When there's weed involved.
So you got success on the sneak? Okay.
Yeah.
So basically Morgan's the only one that's going in right now. Anyone else that wants to go in, I'm going to ask for a sneak check. So Morgan goes into this.
I'm probably the most sober here, so I'm going to keep an eye out for now.
Okay. So Morgan goes into. You want to follow in there?
I'm going in.
Sure.
You're going in? Okay, so we'll start with you. Go ahead and make me a sneak check.
Yeah.
I see a success there. You've actually got a second
Yeah,
success.
I got 2.
So, bonuses if you get a second success on sneak. They're here somewhere. You can give one success to another teen acting at the same time, or a +1 bonus die to a later roll relating to this one. Or you find something unexpected or more of what you were looking for.
Ooh, more of what we were looking for.
So you want to find more of what you were looking for, basically.
Weed.
Okay, cool. All right. So you were looking for weed, basically. That's what you're looking for. So you sneak in there. You haven't made any other checks other than you
I've
sneaked it.
successfully
You sneaked in there. You successfully sneaked in there, and it's a tool shed about this size. There's some stuff like hanging up along the top here, tools that they wouldn't use very frequently, or maybe stuff like that they've just put on display, or flags or whatever, just like everything from like RCR racing over here, just all that stuff. And you've got and you just know, like, where would I hide weed? And I mean, it's like 1 for 1, 2 for 2, 3 for 3. Like, you are finding little stashes here and there, little dime bags here, little like Ziplocs there. Like, you just know. You've got this sixth sense, but for cannabis.
Morgan grows up to be a cop.
Now,
That's part of the plea deal.
now, did you want to sneak in?
Sure.
Okay.
Why not?
So make me a sneak check.
Oh,
I see a success. So you were able to sneak in there. So we got 3 people that are sneaking inside this maintenance shed. Anybody else interested in sneaking in?
I'm helping keep watch.
You're going to stay outside and keep watch? Keep them watch? Are you even invested in this?
Hanging out on the hood of my car.
Oh, you're hanging out on the hood of your car. Excellent.
Yeah, striking a profile.
Striking a profile here in the dark at the retirement village.
Thinking about myself being rad.
Okay.
My hair is there's no wind, but my hair is flowing.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to do that. Like, we're going to play out that scene where the 5 of you are kind of like casing the joint, going in here and, watching this place. Whereas Jonathan's over here striking a profile. Now,
Distraction.
You're kind of like in the front parking lot, or the parking lot of this place. And you see someone go to the front door of the retirement village, like they had been inside. They come out, they like hit the panic bar of the door and like lock it behind them and leave. And the guy looks like this. All right. So the guy looks like that. Here's the art, by the way. What's going down here?
I know that guy.
He's walking out of there. He's got a cheery smile on his face. Just looks very, just like
Eyes red.
happy, down to earth. And he comes over, is like, "Hey, buddy."
Buddy.
Hey, how we doing?
Not bad, just working. What can I help you?
I'm just sitting out here enjoying the beautiful sky. Meanwhile, I'm kind of trying to signal with my left arm over here.
Regretfully, like, it's not an eye shot of
I'm
where
not
they,
that smart.
right. So you're like, so he like looks up.
Mediocre at everything.
So
Art
like
skills.
he looks up a little bit. It's like, yeah, it is a clear night. Mosquitoes are bad too, I guess.
Yeah, those mosquitoes will get you.
Yeah, they've been pretty bad this season. So what are you doing up here though? I mean, I just
thought this would be a really good place. I had to get away from the camp. There's just a little too much hustle down there.
Okay, I see. You're down at the camp. I got it. Well, I mean, it's a weird place, but just keep to yourself a little bit. This is private property, but if you don't dick around with anything, I'm not gonna say anything. Just enjoy the evening. I know. I enjoy a little bit of privacy myself.
And I would be remiss if I did not give you my business card.
Okay, so you're handing him your business card?
I'm dumb, but I also want to make the connections.
What information is on your business card?
Name, address, telephone.
Jonathan Scott, class of 98.
Okay. Any other contact information? A phone, an address?
No.
No.
Know my name, you.
Just your name and graduating class. Okay. It's like, all right, I appreciate it.
Yeah, find me.
Well, so far so good. Jonathan, my name's Dennis.
Dennis, it's good to meet you.
Good meeting you too.
You work up here at the nursing home?
Yeah, I do maintenance here. Overnight maintenance. I mean, I do a few odd jobs. Some of the tenants here, they're more independent than others. They ask me to do things. I'm pretty handy.
Cool.
Yeah, but you just hang out here in the parking lot.
Yeah.
All right. Well, just stay here in the parking lot. I mean, they're a bunch of old people here. They rat on your ass quicker than anything. So I mean, just if you stay out of trouble, then I don't have to say anything to anybody, and that's kind of where we stand. Sound good?
Sounds good.
John, you have a wonderful evening.
You too.
All right.
Need to unlock my car. Oh, I accidentally hit the panic button on my.
And it kind of like shocks him too. Like, shit, dude, like turn that up.
This car is protected by Viper. Stand back. This car is protected by Viper. Stand back.
I'll be back. I'm going to reminisce for a little bit.
I feel compelled to remind everyone that there are some things that should stay.
So that goes down, and we're going to play a little bit out before you start to hear the alarm.
Sure, while he was chatting with.
Yeah, because that's kind of happening there too.
Yeah.
So you're so you're inside the room. You're drug dogging it in here, like finding all the stashes and stuff. And you're the one that originally came in here, and you kind of want to investigate. Or what is it that you want to do?
I'm drawn to whatever map or set of instruction manual. Like you described what sounded to me like a model box. And then the instructions for a scale model that have been
absolutely.
opened up beside
absolutely.
it is sort of what that sounded like to me. And I'm mesmerized by whatever that thing is.
Okay.
I want to go check it out.
So here's the thing. There's it's this box for like a weird electronic device.
Okay.
So weird and so foreign to you that I'm going to have to ask you to make a calculate check to know what it even is. Calculate to know what the device does. Or you can use comprehend to determine the function of the device if you don't have like technological prowess.
I'm the worst. That's one of my notes, is that I'm like the worst tech head here.
Okay.
I'm kind of a Luddite.
Okay. So the alternative too is since basically there's a manual here. So I'm going to give you three options, and I'm going to tell you the route for them. Calculate is going to know what this device does just by looking at
Right
it.
out.
Comprehend is going to be able to determine the function. And comprehend is because you've got, so actually two options, because I told you that the instruction manual was on the table already, negating the need to use the investigate. He already did it. So you can know technologically, or you can use comprehend, which is like book sense. You basically read this manual and you figure it out from that.
I'm going to look over the manual and see what kind of sense I can make of the manual, because the thing is, who knows what it
You
is.
have no clue what it is.
Yeah. It's not my 1986 Honda Civic is all I know.
Right.
There's a 6.
Single six?
Right there, yes.
So you got a single success. You read through this manual, and it appears to be a device that is called an MP3 player. And what it does is it has 32 megabytes of storage that you can use to place music and even any other type of storage that you want to on this device, and it plugs into a computer, and you can put music, and it's got headphones, kind of like a Walkman does.
You think that Morgan had a whoa moment a minute ago? This is the Ted Theodore Logan, like whoa. Like whenever Morgan realizes the implication of, if this thing is right, if what I'm reading is correct, then I can put 32 milliliters of music on this.
I can put 2 CDs on here.
But you've never heard of a device like this. And it's 98. This is when the first ones would have started to come out.
Expensive.
But like, oh yeah.
Especially 32.
Yeah.
That's a lot of
money.
And
Yeah,
like
there's
this,
not that
I had
much.
an
There's
8.
not that much.
and this
RAM or
pamphlet
storage that's
is
gonna be a hard
opened
drive.
up to like the troubleshooting section, because that you're able to get that from your comprehend. And as you know, Drug Dog over here is discovering all the cannabis, and as you've discovered that there's such a thing as an MP3 player, and that's what this box belongs to, but there's open up to the troubleshooting section. And we'll take a break there. We will be back shortly with the second half and the thrilling conclusion of Head, Heart, Hands, Hell! Our Things from the Flood Adventure. Don't go anywhere. We hope you enjoyed this Extra Life content. If you are interested in updates from Team WV Fox, follow us on Facebook. In addition to event updates and details, there are opportunities to win some excellent prizes. If you would like to support Max Pugh and WV Fox, please visit bit.ly/MaxPewPew to make a tax-deductible donation today. All donors supporting my donation efforts will be announced at the end of every Extra Life episode on Max Pugh. This week, I'd like to thank the White family and our anonymous donors for their donation to Team WV Fox and Cincinnati Children's Hospital. I would also like to thank Free League for donating a copy of the Alien RPG 40th Anniversary Special Edition hardcover. Please look forward to the official Team WV Fox Marathon event. Music provided by Tabletop Audio. 10-minute ambiances for games and stories. Find out more at tabletopaudio.com.